Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another new video. Today featuring our fourth box of Connor Bedard hunting, fourth Connor Bedard lottery ticket, 21-22 CHL Hoppy from Upper Deck, featuring 12 packs per box and 16 cards per pack. And yeah, pretty much this box I've actually been sitting on for a while. One day I was at the card shop and it was the last box they had on the shelf, and I had seen that these things were kind of going crazy on eBay. Like some of the prices on this stuff at auction was just ridiculous. Like some of them got up as high as like 180, 190 bucks. They've kind of fallen down now, sort of after the Bedard mania of the World Jr.s has fallen off, but didn't know what to do with it after I bought it. Didn't know if I was going to open it, if I was going to try and resell it, which I usually don't do, but thought about it, or I thought maybe I'll just sit on it and speculate on it 10 years or something if Bedard pans out, which I'm assuming he's going to, maybe resell it then. But then I started looking into like McDavid's CHL stuff, which actually is in the game Heroes and Prospects set. Those boxes are, you know, they're not worth insane money, like 350 bucks. So I thought, well, for that price, I'm not going to sit on a box for 10 years for the potential of that. So why not? Let's open it. So yeah, Bedard had a pretty spectacular World Juniors, obviously. Set the record for Canada for most points in World Juniors. They won gold. He's now back in the dub and continuing to light it up. He just had a hat trick last night against my hometown Blades, which if I cared at all about the Blades, I'd be sad. But Blades are actually really good this year. It's like one of the best seasons they've ever had. But Bedard still lit him up last night for a hat trick, and Blades lost like 7-3 or something like that. So we'll do some Bedard hunting here. Obviously, pull a Shane Wright out of there would be good. He also had a great World Juniors. Any of the other World Junior guys that are in here. I've had decent luck with this stuff. The very first box open was a real banger. The other two have been okay, but you can pull some cool stuff in here besides Bedard. So anyway, the box break average for this stuff is 12 base set stars and or star rookies, so one per pack essentially because there's 12 packs in there. 4 CHL profiles and or next step cards, those are die cut cards. 3 2020 and 21 CHL star rookies, so a little bit of a nicer rookie card, a little more short print rookie card. 2 top imports, first draft and or their exceptional cards. I don't think I've ever pulled their exceptional card. I have pulled a first draft card of Bedard that actually that's right, the second box I should say was a banger. I forgot about that. That's the one the Bedard first draft card came out of, and it was actually, we sold it for like 125 bucks, which is crazy because it's not that hard to hit. Like, it's just an insert. It's not even that short printed. So just Bedard mania. Gotta love it. And then also going to get 1 base set stars or star rookie clear cut parallel. So 1 clear cut in every box. And you get a numbered card or a printing plate. I have also pulled a printing plate. It was of Louis Crevier, maybe Louis Crevier, I think, of like the Ramparts, and he's $20 printing plate. So I pulled a 1 of 1, which is cool, but not exactly a super sought after one, or of a, big time star or whatever. We'll be looking for anything Bedard related. It's really, really hard to pull. His auto odds are like 1 in 29,000 and something. So I mean, the odds of pulling him out of here are really not in my favor. But I kept looking at this box on my shelf, and I was like, knowing the potential that card is in there and that thing sitting on my shelf really doing nothing for me, I better get after it. So here we are. So I've said in all 3 of my videos, or 3 other videos I've opened this stuff, my CHL knowledge is a little bit lacking, which is actually kind of another reason why I like this set, because I get to learn names that I might see in the future. Current names sort of expand my knowledge, is something I always like doing. So besides the potential Bedard factor, that is another fun part of this set. And I believe the current year, so 22-23 stuff is coming out in a month or two. So again, very close to when this stuff was released due to all the delays and stuff. Bedard's obviously going to be in there, so it'll still be a bit of a, it'll still be a set worth looking at, but it's not his rookie card, right? So the value will be less. Shane Wright on the cover there just got traded from the Frontenacs to the Windsor Spitfires. So they're loading up for their Memorial Cup run. So probably pay a little more attention to the Memorial Cup this year. All right, so just going to rip through the base cards here. I don't think I'll spend too much time talking about them. There's a lot of base in here. Who really cares what the base cards you want? All right, so first star rookie there, Dylan McKinnon on the Halifax Mooseheads, and a second star rookie. So you get a base star rookie and then a short print star rookie of Michael Buchinger, the Guelph Storm there. And I didn't really go too in depth on the inserts for this stuff, just based on the fact that I've done it before. If you really want to see like a slow roll of the base and some in depth of what the inserts look like, watch my first video. First and second video. First video for sure, I go into it in pretty in depth. All right, so we got an Edmonton Oil Kings card. You can see it's a die cut, so that's our next step card. So star rookie of Panophemus from the Niagara Ice Dogs. And then, so next step of an Oil King. Dylan Gunther, of course, Team Canada's hero at the World Juniors there, scored the game-winning goal there, and he just got traded from the Oil Kings to Seattle. Another big sort of deadline trade there. Graham Sward. And then the rest of our base are Ivan. I love Ivan. The best name. 1, because I can always pronounce him. 2, it's just awesome to have first and last name the same. Always appreciate in a set I don't know, not having to work at the names. So yeah, you get a ton of base in this set. So if you are a base set collector, like building a huge base set, then and you got David Goyette there on the Sudbury Wolves, I believe. I think Wolves. And then but that's funny. So you back-to-back Goyettes there. So we get the clear cut, star rookie, and then the clear cut. So it's always funny if how these collation issues happen. If like it's on purpose, somebody thinks this is funny and throws the two cards in there into the system, or if that's just, I think it's probably just coincidence that it happens that way. But there's Goyette on the Sudbury Wolves. Pretty good numbers actually. Pretty good numbers this year. So last year, his rookie year, he had 33 goals and 40 assists. And this year he's got 26 and 26. So I mean, 52 points. He's doing really well. 61st overall 2022 draft pick by the Seattle Kraken. So currently unsigned, but the Kraken have his rights. So he's from St. Jerome, Quebec. He's a centerman as well, so you know, could have a decent future there on the Seattle Kraken. Of course, Kraken's crazy good this year, better than anybody thought. And rest of the base there. Always chuckle when I pulled Loic Dig. Reminds me of Alexander and how bad he was. Actually, you know what? Alexander Dig wasn't that bad. He just didn't pan out like people thought. I think there's been worse busts than Alexander Dig was. I mean, obviously, the first one that comes to mind is Mr. Nail Yakupov. Yakupov will go down as one of the biggest busts in NHL history, probably. So bless his heart, he tried hard. Base cards again. Oh my god. So we got star rookie. This would be one of the parallels, I think. So like an exclusive. That'll be our hit for the box there. Yep. So this is a star rookie of Andrew Cristall, 76 of 100 on the Kelowna Rockets. So I skipped this. We had stars of Jack Finley there. So this is like the veterans. So instead of a star rookie, you just get the stars. Spokane Chiefs there. So undrafted yet. He's eligible this year. So last year in Kelowna, he had 61 games played. He had 28 goals and 41 assists. This year in 36 games, 26 goals, 36 assists. So 62 points in 36 games. So he's having a great year. And he's predicted to go in the first round. So not a bad one there. 76 out of 100. So there's our little numbered card. So I think that's probably the hit for the box. Again, not a bad one, especially if he winds up being a reasonably high draft pick. And he's kind of small and kind of apparently skates a little weird, but very, very talented goal scorer. Obviously, you can tell he's putting up the points this year in Kelowna. So there we go. To the base there. Trebek Petrovsky, one of the better Slovak players in the World Jr.s. He was kind of in the mix all the time. The Slovaks were so good. Okay, so it doesn't necessarily mean that we don't have an autograph in here at pulling that card, but that's either our numbered parallel or printing plate. So that means we don't have a printing plate, which I'm okay with. The printing plates are cool, but there's just so many of them and so many players that, like anything else, if it's a Bedard printing plate, wow. But any of the other, most of the players, it's just another card, essentially. Like I said, the one-of-one printing plate that I have, you know, not a big-name player, so really isn't worth anything. It's been on. I've had it on eBay for like $20 forever. Can't get it sold, so. So it looks like we got. So there's a star rookie of Casey Terrence there. Erie Otters, and then behind that, so we got another numbered card. So we had two in this pack. Elliot Denoyer. So this is an exclusive. So the other one was the star rookie number parallel. This is the exclusives, number 100. 8 out of 100. So he's a Halifax Mooseheads captain. At least he was 2 years ago. So Denoyer, however you say it, is a 135th overall pick by the Philadelphia Flyers in 2020, and currently playing with the Lehigh Valley Phantoms, as most of their prospects do in the AHL there. Showing some promise, actually. He's got 12 goals, 7 assists in 34 games with Lehigh this year, so, I mean, that's decent numbers for AHL rookie. So some upside there, being a centerman again. Some forward upside. So he spent 2 years in Moncton and the 1 year in Halifax there. Okay numbered card. Not necessarily the guys we're looking for, but to the base there. All right, so a couple numbered cards here. So we're probably not going to get any more numbered cards, but that's okay. Got Mastro, good defenseman for Team Canada there. Noticeable presence in the World Juniors. So we got Stars of Sebastian Costa. So his card is the one that I have his autograph of kicking around here. So I got his next step autograph number to 10. That was one nice hit from the first box. And then we got Fraser Minton, Kamloops Blazers. I do have one guy who he messages me like all the time on eBay asking for Blazers cards. So there you go. If you watch this video, I'm pretty sure he's watched me before. If you watch this video, there's Fraser Minton for you. Hit me up. I'll give you that card. And nothing else of note there. So one interesting thing about this set coming out late is that some of these guys are already gone and moved on onto the A or their other leagues here now, and the cards are still just coming out from their CHL day. Lucas Jonas, got Colton Dock. He also was just recently traded, hurt his shoulder. So he hurt his shoulder really bad. At the World Juniors, had to leave, left the game. You hear him like screaming off the ice. It's brutal. And then he got traded. I can't remember where traded to. So a different dub team. Not in Kelowna anymore. All right, so this is going to be our first draft card behind a star rookie of Callum Ritchie. And first draft class of Matthew Cataford. Halifax Mooseheads. So he was a 6th overall pick in the 2021 QMJHL entry draft. Logo for that particular edition of the draft. And also note there. They're such a thick pack that they remind me of like SPX or something that has like either big thick cards like SPX or Game Used have packs this thick. Well, Game Used is usually thicker than that, but yeah, no filler, no, it's a whole bunch of base. So we get another draft card, first draft class here. Get to that. And so the stars of Jan Missick, and behind that's a first draft class. This is Quentin Musty, it's a left winger from the Wolves. So he's a top pick in the 2021 OHL priority selection. So is that OHL's fancy talk for draft? Or if they just give it the dumb name. So OHL priority selection, sponsored by the Real Canadian Superstore, sponsored by President's Choice. And that is the insert that I pulled Bedard on. Was worth quite a bit. Okay, let's get a few packs left here. So expect we're gonna be looking at CHL profiles. We're still owed a couple of those profiles die cuts. So there's a Shane Wright stars. So just the base stars card there, but I'm obviously have a Shane Wright, so take that. And then a star rookie of Rylan Roarsma from the Brandon Wheat Kings. The short prints are different. One of the differences is kind of confusing because you get base star rookies. The star rookies are a little bit more glossy. It's one difference. So it's in there. Jagger Furcus, said every time, one of my favorite names. So that I want to say actually is the first Shane Wright card I've pulled out of this stuff. I also have never hit a Bedard base card, ironically. Pulled a ton of bases of stuff. Like I have like two big boxes of base at this point, and I haven't hit Bedard. So I'll have to keep looking for that. Okay, well here's the CHL card I was talking about. So there's Ruslan Gazizov from the PA Raiders, and then a CHL profile of Mats Lindgren. All right, well, we're getting Blazers content for my buddy on eBay there. He really wants Stankov and stuff, but I haven't pulled any yet. All right, we got 2 packs left, and one of them will definitely be one of those CHL cards. Because you always get at least 2. Yeah, here it is. As expected, it's right here. So I'm going to rip to that. Star rookie of Paul Ladwinski. And then you got Riley Height, Prince George Cougars there on the CHL profiles. From Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, right on. He's a hometown boy. Love to see that. So, yeah, he's a high draft pick. He was actually taken second in the 2020 and WHL entry draft. You think I'd have heard of his name before, but haven't been around local hockey circles that much in the last few years. So, hometown content's always welcome. Speaking of Blades there, Captain Dylan Gorgondier, Tag Bertuzzi. Related to the other Bertuzzis. All right, final pack. No good Bedard content. That's all right. Risky take. Still some cool cards, though. Still some cool cards, and still a fun set to open. I always like it. So there's so the three CHL cards. So Matthew Savoy, and then all right. So Blades content. Brandon Lazowski, CHL profiles. So it's funny that you get the 3 CHL cards back to back to back. That's happened a couple times, I think. They seem to be just stacked at the bottom of the box. So if you're ever going to be picking loose packs of this stuff, I don't think I've ever seen it for sale loose, but if Card Shop is selling it to you loose packs, don't grab on the bottom, because that seems to be where the CHL cards are, the profiles cards. You can get signed versions of these as well, which are nice, but they're usually those ones are probably in the middle of the box. All right, so I mean, no Bedard, no real good right cards, but some decent stuff overall. Like I said, I got a couple Blazers cards, which will make someone I know on eBay happy, and then the first draft cards, which are nice. It's a decent stars of Sebastian Costa there. He's really good. He's a Detroit Red Wings, one of their up-and-coming goalies in Grand Rapids right now, playing on their AHL team. And pulling the Goyettes back-to-back was hilarious. And then, of course, Ginther, Canada's game-winning goal scorer in the gold medal game there, so it's a cool card. And then you got the clear cut of Goyette, who's a pretty high draft pick, so not bad there. Of course, Shane Wright is Shane Wright, kind of goes without saying. And then these 2 cards, both decent players. I mean, anytime you get like the captains of the teams are always kind of beloved, so the Neuer there is pretty good. And then another guy who's probably going to go first round, Andrew Cristal. So see how high he goes. It'll be interesting to watch. And I said a couple numbered cards. So there you go. No Bedard, no real good right cards. Nothing really too crazy, but still a fun box to open and still some decent stuff. And yeah, I don't think I'll open any more CHL stuff unless it gets really cheap. I suspect it won't, just based on the Bedard factor. We'll sort of always keep this stuff expensive. Going forward, who knows? And I guess we'll see how high this stuff goes and whether or not I should have just sat on the box. As always, if you enjoy hockey card content, if you enjoy listening to a dumb person like me talk nonsense while looking at cards, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I upload a couple times a week usually, do reviews of new sets, things like that. I appreciate every person who subscribes, and thanks for sticking around this long, and we'll see you in the next one.